All right. Ah, jeez. Okay, so now that I've given a ample amount of time for this thing to catch up and make sure it doesn't cut off me right at the beginning of this stream, I'm going to continue addressing the issue that is this horseshit. Okay, so whew, it's been a long day. Okay, so I need to fire up a second instance of this thing. And I know that it works. It works. Sort of. I have a plan. It's a great plan. I know I have a habit of just cutting out right in the middle of the sentence. So, there's a plan. It's a great plan. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but it's a plan nonetheless. It's a plan to see and weed out. Well, I don't have to weed out anything. I already know where the issue is. I just don't know what causes the issue. So let me just post this horseshit. I mean, announcement that I'm live. Let's see. Let's pick a proper looking thumbnail. Sure. Guess I can use this one again. Oh, this is terrible. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go through with it. This Twitter announcement for this live stream is terrible. Okay. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to show it on the stream because I can't fucking read on a tiny ass monitor. Yeah, of course. Okay. Instead of liking this tweet, join the madness. P.S. Every person who likes this tweet is a twat. YouTube gaming. In the game, I should really have these things in a notepad of something. In the game, art, music, 3D modeling. 3D modeling. Yeah, sure. Well, Twitter has expanded the character count, so now they're paying for it. Ah, tits! I forgot to include. Wait, did I include the link in that? Or did I not include the link in that? I did not include the link in that. Motherfucker. Okay, well, let's try this again. Come on, we can do this. Delete tweet. Fuck, this is more than embarrassing. Okay. Eisenstadt.studio live streams. Yes. Live again. Hey, and I still had characters to spare. Nice. Okay, so leave this. Let's tweet this. And there we go. That's it for using Twitter. Anyways, let me fire up. Whew, it is kind of headachy up in here. Let's set this as a server. Connections 1, yes, beautiful. Let's set this as a client. You know, there is actually... tits. I set that up as a client again. What happened to this one? Is this one still going to be fine? So many questions. Hey, okay, so it's working. It is working. Now, so here's a question. Is this still going to work if instead of integer server server client or server client loop delay equals, let's start with like 20 or maybe even 30. So what I want to do is if this is above 0, minus minus, else, and now we're gonna go ahead and put this end of cycling through, and this is end of if server, end of delay. So what I'm wondering is, for some reason, this check here actually works when I have this thing in place. So it's checking if there's more than one connection. Where does this end? No, that's not the delay. What the hell? Receive the data from clients. Ooh, okay, that's not where the thing ends though. End of this is a server application. No, this is not. That's not it. No, this actually does not belong here. That motherfucker. Okay. This is the end of delay. There we go. End of delay? Yes, it is. Now instead of instead of this thing, right? I'm gonna go ahead and where was it? Here we go. So instead of checking if there's more than one connection before going through the loop and creating all this stuff, instead of that, I'm actually going to wait for 40 cycles. And then, so server, and I will place this on top. And this allows me to keep the application on top. Always on top. There we go. Okay. And this... Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Don't do this. Do that. P. No. Still an error. Okay. So the delay doesn't help. Not a whole lot, at least. Oh, fuck. You know what? Totally forgot to, Let's see. Where's the, Oh, I guess you can't stream to Facebook. Oh well. Oh well. That's okay. We can live with this. So here's my genuine question. If this is a server, why... Okay, let me take a look at the... Let's see. App Game Kit. App Game Kit. Networking. So listening commands, it's the port. You want to set up your router forward? Yes. Now that we have listened to the word, see, it starts with x equals 1. Which loop do we start with? Here. X equals 1. Hold on. 1 to 50, so... Man. Is there actually a shortcut Visual Studio comment shortcut. It's gotta be. Create a collapsible region. Control MH. Comment. Control K and C. Okay. So if I take this, Control K and C. Cool. Okay, beautiful. Only what the fuck? It didn't. No, it did. But the problem is, okay. Control KC. I don't need to. Wait, why is this still here? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, this was commented out already. Okay. Something just happened. Okay. So let's set up int temp net CLID equals I'll need this thing actually in here. All I want to do is I want to print all the IDs of all the connected clients. If x is equals to 1, and I'll do this, and I'll do a AJK print ID. If it's a different one, we'll do AJK print ID of that one. Save. Do this. Control Enter. O. Yep. And it returns 0 because there are that many connections. And if I say P, it should return a 1. Okay. But it's not. Okay, so this might be a bug as far as I know. So let me post this on the forum and see what people have to say, like tomorrow. Ooh, single object glow shader. That's interesting. The hell is a Slack group? Okay, new thread. Networking client loop bricks server brick server client count code C++. No, not CSS. Yes, and then do this. Following this example with C++ equivalence. the function agk, well, this one, a1 when the network is created. Connection. However, whenever the second connects, it's not update, still showing that only one connection. However, client reports the same function after connection. Now here's the weird part. If in the server okay, so open, close, close. Here's the if in the server so the above loop is straight from the examples. Docs. Go through every connected client on the network. Hosted network. Here's the weird part. If in the server I'm going to place the above code within this if statement, which is this thing here. Code and code. then the server will report 2 connections. Using 3. Just errors. Connection errors from clients. Why does only checking? Hold on. Does what if I just comment out? Uh-oh. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll go back here. What? Oh! Wait, what? Interesting. Okay, so... what the fuck? Is there 2 different ways of doing it? KK does this. What the fuck? Really? Oh, there's a different key for adding stuff. So, if I'm gonna comment this thing out, what is the uncomment key actually? Before I venture into this, comment block control KC and control KU. Okay. Okay, I gotta memorize that. That's kind of important. Anyways. Is the error still happen? Let me make sure that the error still happens right now. So, just for the sake of... oh man, I'm falling asleep. Just for the sake of knowing. Just for the sake of knowing. Oh, you be the server. I'm going to position you here. And oh man, come on. I really need to do something about that key. It's getting more annoying than using the Windows key to disconnect. See, it's reporting 2 connections. This one's reporting 1. Now what happens when I do this? Oh, you be the server. Server. I can probably even just drop it down here. Shit. And you be... huh, okay, so new discoveries. I'm sure it has something to do with like how many clients there are, and maybe I'm asking to check too many clients or one more than there's actually is, and then man. Also, yeah, this thing's disconnected. No, I didn't want to do that. Report to connections. Two connections. I can also do this. Here, let me put this in italics. Even though I should actually be able to, instead of using the code text, put this as a quote, because it actually looks a lot better. And it's not like this is a huge quote to be putting stuff in. Oh man, just through the spell for shit. Right. This is what I can do. Okay, 1 sec. Something about the form stuff doesn't quite like. I guess that's why you're supposed to use the code. The code thing, isn't it? C++. It's gonna work. Hey, okay, so let's just not be an idiot and use the code tags as instructed. One thing I just don't like is the fact that it's it hides the code. Oh, for God's sakes, come on. C++. Yeah. C++. Code C++. Actually, let me look into this. Edit reply. What's acceptable usage policy? Sounds fancy. What is this? Rules and guidelines. Interesting. Let me search up the function. Let's see, because maybe this has been addressed before, and if it has, I'll just ask the moderator to remove my thing. Nope. That's a big fat no. Big fat nada. Absolutely nobody has been asking about this. Okay. So, once again, just to make me sleep at night, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the thing. Make sure that it's working. Oh, you be the server. You know what? Before I'm gonna do that, where is the debug enable mouse? Bool debug enable mouse delay equals 30. Okay. Where is this debug enable mouse? Right. We'll set as a 0 right from the get-go. So if we press the H key and is equals to 0, then do the stuff, and we'll set this thing to equals 20. Maybe like 30. If is above 0, minus. I just need that debouncing thing going on. Kind of important one. There were build errors. Of course there were. Why weren't they build errors? Were there no build errors now? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, here we go. Decided to do it. Beautiful. Okay, so you be the server, you be the client. Okay, so it's reporting 2 connections on both. And what about the bookmark? There was a bookmark that I could set. KK, I think. What is this? Conditions, location. No, don't do that. Toggle bookmark on the current line. Move previous. Control K, Control P. Control K, Control N. Interesting. What I need is generate pylons, generate terrain, remove terrain pylons, get number of digits, remove level 1 stuff, add level 1 stuff, begin. This is where, no, not in the begin. Fog and shadows, which I still have to, not poke myself in the eye. Here we go. This is the server client stuff. So what did I write actually on this thing? There's a lot of learning C++ stuff. That's cool. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably delete the fucking italics tag, because that's stupid. Oh yeah. None there, none there, okay. So pretty much this entire live stream is just me looking stupid. let me add a note here. One. It's technically incorrect because I haven't even tested that part quite completely, so we'll see how this turns out. Oh well, let's see if I can do the all famous find the solution immediately after asking the question. That's what I should do. I should just, as soon as I have a problem, no matter how small it can be, just ask the question right away. Don't even care about the answer, because you're just gonna find the answer yourself right after right after you ask the damn question. Ah, boy. Anyways, so you see, in the example, the basic code loops x equals 1 and it goes up to 50. If x is equals to 1, it gets the network first client. If anything else, it's the next client. If there's an oh yeah, it goes up to 50. So this thing is supposed to return a 1 as far as I understand. Here we go. Oh, it's supposed to return a 0. Returns the client ID of the first client in the clients list. Use the function to start going through the through the list of clients and continue with the get network next client until it returns 0. It is very important that once this command is called, get network next client is called until it returns a 0. So maybe I'm just never hitting that 0. as the background network code cannot continue until it knows you are finished with a client list. Okay, so how about this? Do C++ do until. Do while. Let's try that. Do while statement. Okay. So let's try this instead. Instead of this, let's do while. So do since we're going through this every single time, checking int checking client equals 1. So we'll do if checking client is equals to 1. We'll go ahead and set this thing here. Else we'll do the other one. So technically this is the same exact shit, only now I can say do this while ID does not equals to 0. Does that make sense? So we will, oh yeah, and we'll plus out of this one. So technically by the end of this loop, we should actually have, oh, are we using clients count anywhere? Oh yeah, of course we are. But we're only using it as a thing there. So int server side clients count equals 0. At least for declarations, actually. I just don't need to do this. Server. So checking clients count. So right. I have a pretty good idea that this just might work. And I don't need this loop anymore, technically. Boop. Okay. Did I save? I don't know. Oh. Connections is 1. Okay. P. It works. It works. Okay. So, here's the question. What do you do next? So, how far did this thing go? Did it go up till here? Or is the rabbit hole much deeper? How about How about I will take all of this. I will replace this. I will take all of this. Ah, fuck off. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So this ended here. I'll go ahead and pluck the while in there. I will technically, if I delete this, or in fact if I include this thing here, that should do it for me. Right. Control F7. Not sure if anybody's leaving comments because Restream chat might be a little bit finicky. Who knows? Maybe people have been actively talking to me and I've just been ignoring them. Probably not. Slim chance. Slim Chancellor. Neat. Okay, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for errors to return. So far, nothing. So I believe that's louder than, well, whatever. Now, okay, I think this should now also work. So if the ID that we have just gotten, if this ID is equals to the ID of the server, say host connected. If it's not, so literally anything else that is not 0, I think. Let's see. Yes, anything that's not 0, it should return this. So save. I will launch my server. This is giving me a raging headache. Oh, UB host client connected. Yes. And now the second application. UB P. Client connected. Okay. Okay. We are slowly moving. Let's slowly start reviving this code. Removing disconnected clients. Okay, so what happens if this is still connected? Is this server, is the client count gonna remain at 2 if I'm not deleting them from the thing? So this says host connected, and I'm gonna launch this thing now. So P 2 connections. Aha, okay, so it's not disconnecting those, but if I run this now, it's getting exciting. OH. I'm gonna have to post another post on the forum just if this works. I'm gonna need to do this. So P, and if I do this, yay, it works. Okay. Slowly. Hi ho, hi ho. Okay. Check array for this client. think I think I should be able to do this now. Can't I? I want to say I can't, but there might be. No, still here. Slowly and painfully. Or steadily. Okay. So let's see if this works. God, it's nerve-wracking. O. Okay, so it's reporting data. It's still adding that extra slot, but let's just see what happens right now. So we're not really making all the god-awful amount of progress, but P incoming messages, so it's seeing the message. My thing is inverted for some reason. And I like how it's not sending any messages once this thing is offline. But this is interesting. Okay, I'm also gonna have to make sure that it's clearing out that new array entry. But let's see. Move this down. P. It's creating the slot. Okay. I think I'm finally back where I was before. I'm back in the depths of horseshit. Okay. So, this stuff is done. Now, the message processing stuff. I need some music. I'm talking way too much to people who are not in the stream right now, so let me pull up the soundtrack to this game, and I'll listen to that in silence. I'm not gonna torture people with the same track from the loop, but I'd like to just, when I listen to the music, I can tune everything out, including this headache. I'm also gonna mute my mic until somebody shows up, somebody more talkative. Dollar Gatorade. Great thing about winter is that you can chill your drinks just by opening a window and shoving your bottle in there. Anyways, I'll shut up now. Well, there's your problem. This thing. This is supposed to get the ID of the sender, except it doesn't do so when I use create network message as a means of sending data. So integer, okay. So as a client, the first thing that we need to send is the is it the first thing or the second? Yeah, the first thing. Or maybe the second thing. First one should be the message type. The second thing should be from which client is this data coming from. I would think. Here we go. So create the message. We will use AGK, add integer, outgoing message. Okay. AGK. So it's this thing. Net ID, it would be this thing. So basically, if we go back up here, so this is useless now. I need to use this instead. Only this is an integer. And this should return the client ID. Maybe. Actually, yeah, the client ID should be the first thing. First, the ID of who sent the message, then what the message is. Whoopsie, what the fuck? Oh yeah, no, this is correct. So, message create, who, what, XYZ, send destroy. Who, what, XYZ. Okay, so I want to receive a message. Who, what, blah, blah, blah. This hopefully should work. We'll see. Create the client. And now my second. Okay. Okay, is this gonna happen? Well, it says it's receiving messages. And there's something in there. I think. You know, instead of sorting the data out, I should probably just print whatever the data is. Yeah. So temp client. So starting from here, all the way down to here. Comment all of that out, and we'll do HAK, print C, new message. First message is an integer. It's not complaining. MSG type. New message from message type, and then this should be X, Y, Z. Integer, then we receive a bunch of floats. Float, float. Here we go. Ready. And the last thing should really be that. There we go. See if this thing works. There were build errors. Of course there were. And yes, of course, I need that. That is going to bite me in the ass later on. That added thing. Please let me have players that move around. Okay. Strange that it's not. Oh yeah, it's not supposed to be adding. Okay. So H. Do this. I don't care about adding stuff to the arrays as of now. I just want to receive those messages. Message from one, but it's not sending the, it's either not sending or not receiving the data from what I can see. Create new network message. Oh boy, okay. Add network message integer. What does this return? An integer. Oh, it's not server ID. It's my ID. Get network my ID. My client ID. Yes. That was kind of dumb, but it's almost 11 o'clock. Okay. Oh. Disconnect this. Come on. Make me happy. Make me proud. P. Disappointment. Do I have this twice? Oh. Something with the data that's being tossed around. As a client. We gotta have any connections. If there are more than one clients, which there are, we will get network server ID, which works. Create network message. Outgoing message. Into the message, we will write down message integer, message float, message float, message float, message float. Close the message, send, delete the message. Integer, float, 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 float. So in the server, integer. Wait, I'm not printing anything. What the fuck? What the fuck am I doing? No wonder I can't see shit. I'm not printing shit. Ah, this is annoying. Annoying and embarrassing. The problem is you can't see the... I know there's people... Oh, Jesus. What the fuck? People be... Hold on. I know the people looking at the monitor screaming that I'm not doing this shit. I'm not tapping it right. I'm not doing this right. You can see it because you're not typing this. I'm in a completely different world. It's like people who do Let's Plays of different videos. People who do Let's Plays of different videos and like miss stuff. And people who watch them play yell out that they missed shit. Oh, shit, okay. Hey, oh, shit, yeah. Okay, so let's start with... let me make sure that I've actually saved here first. Then went up here. That should update that shenanigan piece thing bullshit. Oh, be the server. The server. Be uns be the client. Client. P. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. So now I'm going to comment this out, and I should comment this back in. Control F7. Let's make sure that it compiles. Good. Good. Server. These are my data pieces. And now client. Okay, so P. Okay, so player ID array size. Okay, so I know that we're receiving the data. I just saw it. Okay, so now it's just a question of sorting out that data properly. Which, I mean... Anyways, client ID, network message, integer. This is where we... Right, so this is the same stuff. Integer, float, float. Oh, yeah. No, what? This was message type. Oh yeah, I forgot to put in the last value there, because the last float is supposed to show the Z stuff. Integer. So incoming message. I know this works. Oh yeah, and maybe it's just an int part, not an unsigned integer, but a regular integer. Temp client ID. Okay. So we check the array if there is an existing thing. Right. If in any one of these array entries there's the same ID, then we're going to write down if this ID found. Coordinate. Then we get the float of the message. Float, integer, float, 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 float. Well, okay. How about we do the check of how about we do the check of whether or not if this thing is not a -1 right here. Apply your own data to the array. Whoops, my mistake. Apply your own data to the array. I haven't changed shit in here, so there's no reason why it should work now. Now I'm probably spelling that wrong. Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, man. Client array slot. Okay. It says incoming message. I should really only be sending these messages if they change, though. Okay, so what is this array? It's a float. Maybe this should actually be an integer and not an unsigned integer. Maybe all of them should be integers and not unsigned integers. Get a single digit message, an advanced message pointer to the next message item. So it'll be called on messages received from network devices. Calling on messages created locally. String in string, as there's no immediate way for the receiver to know the format of the message. Okay. Maybe maybe it's because I gotta do it like this. The float type is wrong. Maybe. Float. Let's see. See if this works. I need to research this. I made stalker. Because I've seen, I haven't put the effort to memorize. Stoke games. Right. Where is it? No, wait. This wasn't it. GCS Game World. Now, where was this company located? Privately held company. Huh. Ukrainian video game developer. Based in Kiev. And that is all the information that I could dig up. Okay, so O, yes, you are already running. Okay, so P. It's working. It's working. Oh my god, it's working. It's fucking working. Oh my god. No fucking way. I mean, the latency's a little shitty, but I mean, I can't really blame it too much. I mean, I can probably I don't need to be sending this information every single step, so that's one thing. So as a client, close that. Okay, so I don't need to be sending this information every single step. Since this is the whatchamacallit, since this is the rotational information, I only just send when the position changes. If client is above 1, right. We have these variables in here. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is the positional data. So only send data if variables change. So if of only send data if vars change. So if old x does not equals new x, or old y does not equals new y, or old z doesn't equals new z, then we can do that, and after sending the message we can set them. Now let me check I'm actually using these variables. I'm not using these variables anywhere. What the fuck? So how about this? I can probably actually use these variables, in fact. Collect data. These things return a float. Right. So if I do have a message that pops up. The message that reads, message received. God damn it. There are errors. Of course, I should probably also send this data. Control F7. Save. Oh. P. Nice. And it's being updated too. Only thing is it's a little bit janky, but it's sending the data though. Happiness. Here, I'll send him a link. Okay, so what I want to know is maybe it's the precision of the floats. Okay, Jay, if you're in the live stream, let me know. Leave a comment. Ooh, splitting headache. Splitting headache, man. Hey. Alright. So, I think you may have seen this game before. I may have sent you this once before, but like way back. The first time I had this game was like in 2015, right? So this is the platformer. Ah, fuck. The little platformer game, right? where you gotta kind of reach the top. And every time, well, since then I've added a whole bunch of stuff. So I decided to, I decided to add co-op to it. Because I'm going to be working on an actual story for this game. And I figured, yeah, you know what makes a game better? The same game in co-op. So I just finally got the networking stuff to work. Oh. Alright, so this is level 2 and it just keeps going. Okay, so with the networking, so this is the first instance of the game, and this is going to become the server. And now I'm going to launch the second instance of the game. Right? And I'm going to just move it over here, move this one over here, put this on top, and this is going to become the client. Right? Hey, hey. So that box is basically representing the other player. I can actually make the box smaller here instead of doing this this giant thing. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. I'll do like 15. So the next thing I gotta do is I gotta send off the rotation data. So right now it's reading the position data, so I can send that to the other player. And the second thing is that when the client connects, I need to send the client the level layout, because right now the levels are random. So this one's going to be the server. Oh my lord. No. That was weird. I don't know what happened. Okay, here we go. So you be the server. Oh. Ah, okay. I know what's going on, but we'll figure this out. Here, so I will create the client now. This will be on top. This will be over here, and you can connect over here. There we go. Right? So now this guy is like right up there. You can't see the other player, but for now, they're here. This is awesome. Right now I'm gonna have to see if I can limit the amount of data that comes out of the other player. Maybe put a timer so that it doesn't clog up the thing, because right now I did implement the first thing for filtering. It doesn't send the messages all the time. So as you can see in the console at the front, over here, you'll see a message pop up as soon as I move from my place. Right, so you can say incoming message. Right, so it doesn't run all the time. Right, so I'm gonna need to limit the amount of data that's coming out even further, so that so that I could not clog up the incoming traffic. But anyways, this to me is hilarious. Oh man, so what do you think? And to be honest, the engine pretty much handles most of the stuff for me. I'm gonna make a quick video of this for promotional purposes. One sec. this is the app game kit. So this engine, you can actually pick it up for fairly cheap. I think when it was on sale, maybe I was recommending it to you. Maybe it was someone else. But let's see, is it still on sale? Let's see. Steam. App game kit, $65. So basically a cost of a brand new video game. Which, I mean, they're premium bundle. In fact, this is the premium bundle. So you got asset pack, which, I mean, I don't really give all much shit about realistically. But you do get the tutorial guide, which is kind of useful. And you see Aria also has one. So yeah, and it supports VR, and it has built-in a lighting system. So big bonuses to that one. Yeah, so you can use Visual Studio to program in C++, or you can do basic. So it also supports basic language, which you can work in its own IDE. But you know, I'm pretty sure you'd be going for C++ stuff right away, considering that you were talking about using that open source set of libraries for game development for your own stuff. But this kind of, you know, for example, what I like about this engine is that it loads up 3D objects automatically for you, and it handles things like normal maps and the specular maps, and you know, all the shader stuff by default. Whereas in GameMaker Studio, you have to code your own importer for 3D objects, and skeletal. You have to code your own like shader for skeletal mesh to apply skeletal animations to your mesh, and it just gets very tricky from that point on. While this engine handles all of that stuff for you, it really makes the actual job pretty damn easy, right? I mean, here are all the functions, and you got documentation online, so it's always accessible. Let's see. Load. So here you have the load image, so this is for loading textures. You have load sprite, which is technically the same thing, except it already displays one. You can load your shader if you want custom shaders. Load object, easy stuff. Very cool stuff. And now I figured out networking, so I can do co-op stuff. Really exciting thing. Oh man, this is awesome. Let me do that again. So this is not the game project that's been on my to-do list for a really long time. While my dad's helping me out with a script for RTAG Rise, which is the 2D platformer made in GameMaker Studio, I'm working on this because this is the second most completed project that I have to date. So, you know, just to keep the programming side moving, I figured I'd do some programming in here, and this actually made for a great opportunity to learn C++. Considering Unreal Engine works with C++ if you want to move away from blueprints and start coding, considering that is infinitely faster than blueprints, if not even more flexible. This basically made a great opportunity to learn the C++ programming environment. Okay, so here we go. And so this will be the server. Oh yeah, it's it creates the object. That's why it's like a little bit shitty. Oh well. I need to just code in an exception that if this is a host object, don't add stuff to it. Oh Jesus. Anyways, yeah, cool stuff. So have you been up to any game developments? It's 11:20. Is there going to be a time limit or something to force players to move through the levels faster? To be honest, right now there's no apparent goal set in the game besides the basic game mechanics. The reason being is because the actual core game is going to be story based, so you actually traverse a storyline. But I wanted to do this as just a single mini game that displays the mechanics, and I could put it up for like a couple of bucks that people can play it and see if they like the concept. I keep looking at the monitor, and I should be looking at the webcam. That'll act as like a pre-order type of deal, so that when the actual game comes out, it'll be an update for those who have purchased the game. But there's a set of levels that I'm working on, that I want to create using essentially these mechanics, because that's what I'm building this game for, right? So you start here. It follows the same idea that you gotta kind of get from point A to point B. It's just that this is a story-based thing. So this entire thing here is level 1. Like an entire map. This is just level 1. So you start in the pit, cross over into the prison, catacombs, from catacombs to the archives, and you meet the NPC here, the only NPC in this game. Get to the through the collapsed hallways to the archives, out and into basically the open space. And I wanted this to be a co-op thing. So with this, what is currently in here, there's not a goal present. I just haven't come up with that part yet, because I figured I would just publish this, which is just an infinite way up, just to see if people like the concept. But it's not really a fun idea, and that's something that did come up just recently when I started to think about co-op. Because if I can think about co-op, then for a competitive thing, I can actually put in the goal here of PvP, right? Player versus player. So my general idea is that you get a high score. Your high score is essentially your points, and you can use points in order to fire an energy ball that knocks off the other player off of the platform, right? But the only way to get points is to keep climbing up, right? So if you climb up like 500 meters, that gives you hypothetically 500 points, and it costs like 50 points to shoot one fireball or one energy ball, right? So if you fall down, right? If you fall down and you climb back up to the 500 meters, that 500 meters is not going to give you your points anymore. You have to keep climbing further up, right? So now it becomes a race of you have to fire off the other player from the platform, but you also have to keep climbing yourself in order to get more points, so that, you know, it's an infinite loop, so to speak. All right. So I mean, that at least that's the idea for something that I can publish right now. Later on in the actual game, there's going to be this area where the players can play the arena, so to speak. It's the you know how like people made this weird Minecraft arena challenge where they put like snow. I think it's snow. They put snow as a floor, and they shoot arrows into the floor in order to make the floor collapse and make the player fall down, right? And whoever, you know, survives standing lives and wins the challenge. So stuff like that I could put into the actual game. But for the core game, this is a story-based game, right? And it's more about the challenge of going up, be it alone or with your friends, for the sake of just, you know, going through the story, right? So this challenge thing, which is what is in here right now, is essentially what I'm gonna put up on Game Jolt for like $2-3, which is gonna hopefully help me to work, you know, on the rest of the game, like the full story mode, the you know, the whatchamacallit mode, story mode basically. Oh god, it's late. Whew. Anyways, what do you think? What are your thoughts? I'm actually impressed by the sheer fact that I've, for the first time, made a game in C++ in Visual Studio instead of using like Game Maker Studio, which has its own proprietary language, or Basic, which is, you know, fucking language older than my grandmother. How's the story going to be told? Through the environment, sort of? There is a single NPC that the player meets in the level. But I can tell you the story. I don't want to be telling the story in the stream, even though I've been kind of revealing quite a lot of stuff in the past ones. I want to tell the story. I can tell you the story over the my Discord forum if you want, if you're interested in that kind of grody detail. But I'm gonna end the stream right now because I'm done for today. This is what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to achieve network connectivity, and it's fucking working. It's fucking working. Come on. Discord, yes. Anyways. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the stream. I'll talk to you in the Steam chat. Boop.